Hi there, I'm Christopher Dunnigan. This is HandmadeInVermont.com, and today we're talking about the Hubbardton Forge mini pendant called the Icicle. This is the Icicle. Is this beautiful? This is hand-blown glass done by a company in Burlington, Vermont called AO Glassworks. And if you get a chance, Google them, go to their website, and you can probably go to YouTube and Instagram, and you'll be able to see all of the beautiful work they do here in Vermont. They make a lot of glass for Hubbardton Forge, including this really beautiful piece that looks just like an icicle. And you know, in Vermont we get ice, so I know that's what this looks like. Anyway, let's get into a lot of details on this. This is the 161041, and we'll talk about overall height to begin with. And we do talk about overall height. We're really talking about the distance from the bottom of the fixture to the ceiling itself, and that's going to be the bottom of the tip of the glass right to your ceiling. The shortest this can be is 18.5 inches from the ceiling down. The longest it can be as standard product is 77 inches. If you need this to be longer than 77, contact me. We do customs all the time. Not a big deal. Adds a little time and money, but it's something we do every day. The overall height of what we call the fixture body itself is really going to be the top part here, and it's going to be holding the glass. You'll notice there's a little indentation in the glass, and there's little screws on the side of this collar that are going to hold it all together. So the fixture body is going to be from the bottom of the glass to the top where the cable starts. So that's going to be 22 inches high, and it's a 3-inch diameter, which is basically this, or possibly the glass. It's usually the widest point, so it looks like it's about the same. 3 inches by 22 inches high. Canopy that's going to go on your ceiling is going to be 5 inches. And there, you'll notice in the pull-down menus over there, it's going to give you two different ways you can order this. One is going to be with the canopy, this canopy, which is going to be most of you guys, and we'll go over details on this. The other way is going to be something called rail track, and I'll talk about that a little later. So, slope ceiling adaptable to 45 degrees, obviously, because it's cable. Now let's get into a lot of information about this canopy. So you'll notice this is a little thicker than most of our traditional canopies, and the reason why, this is a low voltage fixture. And what that means is there's a transformer hiding inside of here. So you guys have line voltage, oops, stay there, up in your ceiling and in your junction box. That's called line voltage. That has to be transformed down to low voltage. And really for safety reasons. Anytime you have these kind of cable ideas, if someone were to pull this cable out, it would be completely safe because it's low voltage, and that's what this guy does. This transforms that voltage down. So there needs to be space inside here for the transformer. The other cool thing is during your installation, you're going to be able to adjust this up and down. Remember, you have that range 18.5 to 77 inches, right? So on this, there's this little thing called a strain relief. And you'll see I'm pushing that in with my fingernail. And what that does is it loosens up and it allows this to coil up inside. So as you're pushing it in, it's coiling up. You can't bring this up and down all the time, you know, but it's during your installation that you're going to do that. So just if you bring it up and down all the time, what you'll end up doing is damaging this cable, and you don't want to do that. So, but during installation, you can easily push this in or bring it back down, get it to where you want it to be, and then it's going to stay right there. So, and we know that this is going to have another bracket that goes on here, and that's going to easily go onto your 4-inch junction box that's on your ceiling. If you guys are replacing recessed lights, there is a product out in the market. We don't sell it, but my customers have used it a million times, called the can converter. Google it, check it out. What that does is it takes your recessed cans that are up in the ceiling and it makes them into junction boxes without a lot of rewiring or any plaster work. So check that out if you are in that situation. The other way, well, let's keep talking about this, I guess. So this is going to go over a standard 4-inch junction box. Most of you guys are not going to have what's called a gang box up in your ceiling, which is this guy. But the bracket does accommodate for all kinds of installation things, and that's going to be going onto this. And a way for you to see a lot of this stuff beforehand is to look at the installations instructions. So if you're on our page for this on Handmade in Vermont, look over on the left-hand side. Yeah, so it would be that way. Yep. So look over there, and that's going to be underneath the pull-down menus. Scroll down, you're going to see a link. It's going to say, click here for installations instructions PDF. So do me a favor and open that up. Shows you everything I'm talking about. Shows you how this all goes together, how the glass goes in, sockets, all that kind of stuff. And it's a really great way for you to see a lot of Hubbardton Forge stuff ahead of time, because those installation instructions tend to be on every product. Okay? So let's get into a lot more details on sockets now. I mentioned this is a low voltage. You'll notice that in the picture next to me, you've got a couple pictures. You've got a picture of this little tiny light bulb. See how small that is? Little tiny halogen bulb. The max on this is going to be a 50-watt bulb. You can easily get these on Amazon. It's not included. It is not included with your fixture. And it goes into, you can see there's a socket hiding in there, and that's that GY 6.35 socket that's in the picture. Two little holes, it just pushes right in. And one thing, you never use your bare hands when you're handling halogen bulbs. Just use a little tissue or something to handle it. Halogen bulbs do not like oils from your hands. It damages the life of the bulb. Okay? So another question you guys are going to have down the road is, can this take LEDs? There are LEDs out in the marketplace that will work for this. They're going to be, low voltage, 12-volt LEDs. Personally, I'm not crazy about them when you use them in like big, heavy, thick glass. I just don't think they give the power, the amount of lumens that you're going to get from a really good halogen bulb. The other thing is halogen bulbs have very beautiful, warm light. It's crisp, and it's really going to cascade through this. And remember, this has all these little air bubbles inside it. Can you see that? So you want the light to come down and actually reflect off those air bubbles all over the place, and then you really get a chance to see how beautiful the glass is. I don't know if you can kind of see it here with the light coming straight down through it, but I can see it. It literally looks like an effervescent soda, like a sparkling water with that bubbles coming up. It's really cool. Okay, so moving on from there, let's get into finishes really quick. So you're going to have two different finishes you can get this in, and this is going to be the vintage platinum, the one I have in my hand here. And you can see that next to me, and that's a very bright, like a platinum ring like your grandmother had. The other one is going to be soft gold, and that's going to be a very faint gold. It's not going to be a dark gold. It's going to be almost like a silver with a gold wash over it. So it's very, very soft and subtle. Those are going to be your two options. Cable always remains this kind of silvery color in either case. So there you go. Moving on from there, let's talk about that rail track system. So when you have those options, you see them up there. You have a pull down. Like I said, most of you guys are going to be doing this. The other option is going to be rail track. And what rail track really is when you order rail track, what you're really getting is this, the glass, the cable, and then on the top of that cable is going to be a connector. And that's one in the photograph next to me. And that connector you can trim down to size as far as the cable goes. And that is to go into a track that's offered not by Hubbardton Forge, but by a company called Tech Lighting, because they own the patent on that. So you'll have to go check them out, Tech Lighting. These tracks come in linear lines. They come in circles with lots of different ports in them, so you can kind of stagger a bunch of these things, which is really cool. Most of you guys are not going to be ordering that. Some of you are, because you're specifically looking for a rail track system to begin with. If you're out on the internet, it doesn't matter where you are, and you're looking at our site or somebody else's site, and you notice that the cost on the rail track is much lower than the cost with this, it's because it's missing this. And I've had a lot of people who have ordered rail track from somebody else, not realize, they just thought it was cheaper, and they didn't realize it was actually missing most of the fixture. So they end up having to order these things from me, which is fine. I'd love to sell you these, but I'd rather sell you the right thing to begin with for your needs. So it's just something you guys should know. Okay? So moving on from there, we talked about glass. This is your only glass option on this. There's no colors, so it's just going to be this glass that looks like an icicle. Remember, icicles tend to be clear with little bubbles in them. And then we have our two metal finishes after that. So when you buy your Hubbardton Forge fixtures from HandmadeInVermont.com, shipping is going to be free to every state except Alaska and Hawaii. There is no tax if we ship out of the state of Vermont. We're the only dealer with 90-day returns, no restocking fees. Some larger items are going to be non-returnable. We'll always note that on our website, so keep your eyes peeled for that. And also, we offer a rush program. So Hubbardton Forge generally takes about 3 to 4 weeks to get product out. We can cut that time down, production time down, to about a little under 2 weeks, actually. It's $50 per line item. So let's say you had 3 or 4 of these going over a kitchen island, and you needed them a little quicker. It's only $50 to make it faster. So the best way to do that and find out about it is just to drop me a quick email at sales@HandmadeInVermont.com, or you can call 802-446-2400 during business hours. and I'll walk you through the whole thing, okay? This is in our showroom. It's going to be on the first floor. Our showroom has over 400 Hubbardton forged fixtures spread across 2 floors. We have the biggest showroom in the world of Hubbardton forged. They actually use this as their showroom. Showroom's open every day except Sunday from 11 to 6. I'm here every day except Sunday from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. Eastern if you guys want to call. Showroom also has a really great clearance place. So when you come into our showroom, there's a big book, has all the tear sheets of everything that came back from customers. We don't sell them. You can't call us about it and ship them, those kind of things. Have to come here for it. 75% off MSRP, which is an amazing deal. If you're going to visit us, do so with a car or truck or a big SUV that can accommodate boxes, because you'll probably want to take some stuff home. It's kind of a great bargain hunt for you guys, okay? So if you guys have any questions, let me know. It's great seeing you again, and have a great day. Bye-bye.